And welcome back. We're gonna learn one of my favorite types of factoring. I love this one. You guys should like this one too. But it's called the AC method, okay? Now, really, it's called a lot of people like to think it's called the Andrew Cardone method, named after me, but that's just not true. Um, so you have your A number and your C number, right? We have A is 6, B is negative 13, and C is negative 5. So the reason it's called the AC method is because you start by multiplying A and C together. All right, but let's see, when can we use this method? 1, it has to be a trinomial. 2, it has to be quadratic, so we got the x squared. And 3, the leading coefficient, or my A number cannot equal 1. So if it meets all of those conditions, then we can try this method. So let's get after it. Now, I'm gonna kind of want to write the steps as we go, because there's some steps to this one. It's not quite as simple as magic numbers or GCF, but first off, we're gonna find A times C. We multiply A times C, and if we do that, I get 6 times negative 5 is negative 30, okay? And then B, my B value is equal to negative 13, okay? So I'm gonna write that nice and legibly for you, negative 13. Okay, now, the next thing is we have to find two numbers, and you might want to write this down. I'm going to pause it for a second so you can write this down. We have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to negative 13. Can anybody think of what they are? What multiplies to negative 30 and this one's tricky. Multiplies to negative 30, adds to negative 13. It's tricky because it's there. You might think it's 10 and 3 or some combination of 10 and 3, but actually it's going to be negative 15 and positive 2. Those are the only two numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to negative 13. Okay, so now the next step is to put our numbers over whatever A is. In this case, A is 6, so I'm going to put those two numbers that we came up with over A, over 6, over 6. Now, if you can simplify these fractions, you're going to simplify them. Looks like both of them simplify. Negative 15 over 6 simplifies to negative 5 over 2. And then 2 over 6 simplifies to 1 over 3. Okay? Now, what we're going to do next, this is tricky, but watch it a few times if you need to. I have a negative 5 on top and the 2 on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is take this 2 and bring it to the front of my factored binomial. Whatever's in the denominator is going to be the leading coefficient. So I have a 2x, and then on top I have the minus 5, so minus 5, and that's one of my factors. Okay? And then this 1/3, we're going to do the same thing. So where does the bottom number go in the binomial? It goes to the front, so we get 3x plus 1, right? 3x plus 1, and there we have it. We have our two factored binomials, right? So 6x squared minus 13x minus 5 factors to 2x minus 5 times 3x plus 1, okay? We're going to try another one in this video. Before I do that, I want to share the fun fact. Canadian rap artists rave about this method. They just can't get enough of it. There's a real famous rap song about factoring with this type of method. If I have time, maybe I don't know. But let's just try another one, okay? All right. Let's try 6x squared minus 11x plus 4. All right, so my A number is 6, my B number is negative 11, my C number is 4. So I'm going to multiply A times C. A times C would be 24. My B would equal negative 11. I'm going to write that a little more legibly. I do apologize. So A times C equals 24. My B is negative 11. Now I need to find two numbers. And those two numbers have to multiply to 24 and add to negative 11. What do you think they are? What do you think they are? Who said negative 8 and negative 3? Look, negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. Negative 8 plus negative 3 is negative 11, all right? So those are the numbers, okay? Now I need to put those two numbers over my A number, which is 6. Now I need to simplify each of those fractions. So negative 8 over 6 simplifies to negative 4 over 3. And negative 3 over 6 simplifies to negative 1 over 2. All right, now we got to do that thing where we bring the denominator to the front to be the leading coefficient of each factored binomial. So we take this, see this 3 here? See how it started at the bottom, now it's here. It started at the bottom, then the first term goes here, and then we're left with minus 4. And then the 2 that started at the bottom, now it's here, and then minus 1. You may have heard that song by Drake, the Canadian rapper. He wrote that song after this, named after this method of factoring. Okay, there you have it. That's the AC method of factoring. We got several more. Our handy dandy factoring guide is going to be the best tool ever. I'll see you in the next one.